Ambassador Teho Kong stood in the massive chamber of Station Zenith Prime, surrounded by alien beings from across the galaxy. His heart pounded as he waited for the verdict that would change humanity's future forever. 50 years had passed since Earth first made contact with the Galactic Council. 50 long years of following their rules, proving humanity deserved a place among the stars. The Varn Collective's representative rose from its seat. The creature looked nothing like a human, with too many arms and a body covered in thick armor like plates. When it spoke, Teho's translator device turned the alien sounds into words he could understand. We have reviewed your petition. Humanity's request for council membership is denied. The words hit Teho like a physical blow. Denied. After everything they had done, everything they had sacrificed. May I know why? Teho kept his voice calm, though anger burned inside him. Another alien spoke up, a floating creature that glowed with soft light. Your species is too aggressive. You expand too quickly. You fight among yourselves. You cannot even unite your own worlds under one government. Teho wanted to argue, but he knew it would do no good. He had seen this coming in their faces when he first entered the chamber. The Varn spoke again. However, we offer you an alternative. Accept our guidance. Become our protectorate. We will teach you, shape you, and perhaps in another 100 years, you might be ready. Protectorate. The word made Teho feel sick. They wanted humanity to become their servants, their children who needed watching. Not equals. Never equals. We refuse, Teho said clearly. The chamber filled with shocked whispers and strange alien sounds. You refuse? The Varn leaned forward. Then you also refuse our protection. We will close 60% of known space to your ships. No trade routes. No technology sharing. No help when you face dangers beyond your understanding. We accept those terms, Teho replied. Humanity will find its own path. The Varn made a sound like grinding metal. Foolish. The galaxy is vast and full of dangers. Without us, your species will not survive. Teho bowed once, then turned and walked out of the chamber. His footsteps echoed in the silence. He did not look back at the aliens who had just rejected his people. 3 weeks later, Admiral Haeun Park gathered with Earth's leaders in a secret meeting. The rejection had caused chaos across human worlds. People were afraid. Some wanted to accept the Council's protectorate offer. Others wanted revenge. We need a plan, Secretary Tanaka said, her voice tired. Our economy depended on Council trade routes. Our colonies need supplies. Which is exactly what they want, Haeun said firmly. They want us desperate and weak, so we crawl back begging. Then what do we do? Another leader asked. Haeun pulled up a star map showing unexplored space far beyond Council territory. We go where they cannot follow. The Wild Rim. It is dangerous and unknown, but it is free. No Council rules. No restrictions. That is suicide, someone protested. Those regions are uncharted for a reason. Dr. Jiho Lee stepped forward. Actually, our scans show those regions are rich in resources. The Council avoids them because the work is hard and risky. But we have always been good at doing hard things. Ambassador Teho, who had just returned to Earth, joined the meeting through a video link. I spent my whole career believing we could work with the Council. I was wrong. They will never see us as equals. So we must build something they cannot ignore. I support this plan. One by one, Earth's leaders agreed. Admiral Haeun smiled. Then we begin building the Great Fleet immediately. Humanity's future is not behind us. It is out there in the unknown. And we will claim it ourselves. 6 months later, Captain Miho Choi guided his survey ship into a star system no human had ever seen. His sensors showed planets rich with resources, one world perfect for human life. He named it New Terra. The first of humanity's new worlds had been found. The Galactic Council had rejected them, but that rejection had set humanity free. Now nothing would stop them from building their own empire among the stars. The Great Fleet launched from Earth orbit on a cold morning in 2250. 100 massive colony ships, each carrying 10,000 people and everything needed to build new worlds. Admiral Haeun Park watched from the command bridge of the flagship New Dawn as humanity began its greatest journey. All ships reporting ready, Admiral, her second officer reported. Haeun nodded. Take us beyond the border. Take us home. The fleet jumped into faster-than-light travel, leaving Council space behind forever. For 3 weeks, they traveled through empty space, going deeper into the Wild Rim than any Council ship had ever dared. The journey was tense. Every day brought new dangers that their maps could not predict. Then they found it. The Kepler Expanse. Captain Miho Choi had discovered it months earlier, but seeing it with the full fleet was different. The space region stretched across dozens of star systems, filled with planets and resources beyond anyone's dreams. It was dangerous too. Solar storms raged through several systems. Asteroid fields thick enough to destroy ships floated everywhere. Gravity wells pulled and twisted in unexpected ways. But it was theirs. Begin colonization procedures, Heian ordered. The first colony landed on New Terra, the world Miho had found. Within weeks, prefabricated buildings rose from the red soil. Farms spread across the valleys. Mines dug deep into mountains rich with rare metals. The colonists worked harder than they ever had in council space because this world belonged to them alone. More colonies followed. Athena Station was built inside a massive asteroid, becoming a shipyard and trading post. The Vulcan Belt mining worlds extracted resources at 10 times the rate of any council operation. Humanity worked with desperate energy, knowing they had to succeed or die trying. Dr. Jiho Lee made the breakthrough that changed everything. While studying the strange physics of the Kepler expanse, his team discovered a new way to travel faster than light. The quantum tunnel drive cut travel time in half and used resources the council had never learned to harness. This changes the game, Jiho told Heian excitedly. We can move our ships faster and farther than council vessels. We are not trapped anymore. We can explore even deeper. But humanity was not alone in the Wild Rim. 6 months into colonization they met the Kaith. The Kaith remnant arrived at New Terra in damaged ships, fleeing from something terrible. They looked like giant insects with multiple eyes and bodies covered in natural armor plates. At first, the human colonists panicked, reaching for weapons. Ambassador Tejo, now serving as the Commonwealth's first speaker, convinced everyone to wait. Through careful translation, the Kaith told their story. Centuries ago, they had been a powerful civilization with hundreds of worlds. Then the Galactic Council came. The Varn Collective demanded the Kaith accept protectorate status. When the Kaith refused, the Council destroyed their worlds one by one until only a few thousand Kaith remained. We were too proud to submit, the Kaith leader clicked through the translator. Like you, we wanted freedom. They punished us for it. Now we wander, searching for a place to rebuild. Tejo felt cold fury in his chest. The Council had not just rejected humanity. They crushed anyone who refused to obey them. You have found that place, Tejo said. Join us. Build with us. Together we are stronger. The Kaith agreed immediately. They brought knowledge of Council tactics and technology secrets they had stolen during their escape. More importantly, they brought proof that the Council was not the benevolent organization it pretended to be. Other species followed. The Silicates, beings made of living crystal who thought in ways humans barely understood. The Wanderers, a nomadic people tired of Council restrictions on where they could travel. The Makers, brilliant engineers who had been banned from the Council for creating weapons deemed too dangerous. Each group had been rejected, suppressed, or pushed aside by the Council. Each found welcome in humanity's growing Commonwealth. Within 2 years, the Commonwealth controlled 15 star systems. 20 species called it home. New technologies emerged from combining human innovation with alien knowledge. Ships built in Athena Station incorporated silicate crystal processors and Kaith armor plating. Cities on New Terra mixed human, Kaith, and Wanderer architecture into something entirely new. Admiral Heian looked at the reports flowing into her office and smiled. The Council had called humanity unpredictable and chaotic. They were right. And that chaos was building something the rigid Council could never create. Something built on freedom instead of control. The Commonwealth was not just surviving. It was thriving. 20 years passed and the Commonwealth transformed into something the galaxy had never seen before. Dr. Jiho Lee, now gray-haired but sharp as ever, stood in his laboratory on Athena Station watching the newest invention come to life. Run the test again, he told his assistant, a young Kaith scientist named Thix. The artificial intelligence system activated, its processors blending human code with silicate crystal computing. Within seconds, it solved a navigation problem that would take Council computers an hour to finish. But this AI was different from anything the Council used. It could learn, adapt, and make creative decisions. Incredible, Thix clicked excitedly. The Council banned this kind of AI development centuries ago. They said it was too dangerous. Jiho smiled. They banned it because they were afraid. We embrace it because we understand it. That is the difference between us and them. The Commonwealth's philosophy was simple. The Council controlled through restriction and fear. The Commonwealth grew through innovation and trust. Every species brought their unique knowledge, and humans added their talent for taking risks and thinking differently. Dr. Ilara Singh worked in the biotechnology division on New Terra. She had just completed her greatest achievement yet. The symbiotic augmentation system allowed humans and other species to survive in environments that would normally kill them. The nanobots bond with your cells, Ilara explained to the test volunteers. They help you breathe toxic atmospheres, withstand extreme temperatures, and heal injuries faster. You become adapted to almost any world. The first volunteers underwent the procedure. Within weeks, they were living and working on planets the Council considered uninhabitable. Worlds rich in resources but too hostile for normal colonization suddenly became valuable territories. The Commonwealth expanded into regions no one else wanted, finding wealth where others saw only death. Meanwhile, Admiral Heun's daughter, General Isil Park, built something revolutionary. The Sentinel network was a defense system that stretched across all Commonwealth space. Thousands of small satellites worked together, watching for threats and sharing information instantly. Any attack on any Commonwealth world would be detected immediately. But the network did more than watch for enemies. It also connected every Commonwealth world into one massive communication grid. A farmer on New Terra could talk instantly with a merchant on Athena Station. Scientists shared discoveries in real time. The Commonwealth became truly united in a way the Council never managed with its member worlds. Trade flourished in unexpected ways. The Commonwealth opened free ports, massive trading stations that welcomed everyone, even Council species. No questions asked. No restrictions on what could be bought or sold. No Council regulations controlling everything. Council merchants came secretly at first, hiding their identities. They found human technology far superior to what their own scientists created. AI systems that actually worked. Ships that traveled faster. Weapons that hit harder. Medical treatments that cured diseases the Council called incurable. Word spread quickly. More Council species began trading with the Commonwealth, usually in secret, sometimes openly. The Council leadership grew furious, but they could not stop it. Their own people wanted what humans offered. Ambassador Tejo, now called Speaker Tejo by everyone, established the Commonwealth Academy on New Terra. Students from dozens of species came to learn. Unlike Council schools that taught only approved knowledge, the Academy encouraged questions, experiments, and new ideas. Think for yourselves, Tejo told each new class. Challenge everything. The Council stays powerful by keeping others ignorant. We grow powerful by sharing knowledge freely. Young beings from across the galaxy graduated from the Academy and returned to their home worlds spreading new ideas. Some Council worlds began questioning why their governments followed the Council's every command. Cracks appeared in the Council's authority. The Commonwealth's economy exploded with growth. The exotic materials from Wild Rim worlds became highly valuable. Everyone wanted Commonwealth technology. Human-designed ships became the fastest in known space. Commonwealth medicine saved lives the Council had given up on. Factories on the Vulcan Belt worlds produced goods cheaper and better than Council manufacturers. In his office, Tejo reviewed reports showing the Commonwealth now matched the smaller Council member states in wealth and power. In just 20 years, humanity and its allies had built something remarkable. They called us too chaotic to join their club, Tejo said to Heun during one of their regular meetings. Now that chaos has created something more vibrant and successful than their rigid order ever achieved. Heun laughed. And we are just getting started. Wait until they see what we build next. The galaxy was changing, and the Galactic Council was starting to realize they had made a terrible mistake. The message arrived at Commonwealth headquarters without warning. The Varn Collective demanded an immediate meeting with Speaker Tejo. Their tone was not polite. Tejo read the message twice, then called General Isil Park. They want us to stop expanding. They claim we are violating their territory. Isil looked at the star maps. We are nowhere near Council space. Every Commonwealth world is in the Wild Rim, exactly where they told us to go. They are not worried about borders, Tejo said quietly. They are worried about power. We have become too successful, too fast. He was right. Within days, Varn warships appeared at the edge of Commonwealth space. They did not attack, but they did not leave either. Their commander sent another message. The Commonwealth must submit to Council inspections. All new technology must be shared with the Council. Human expansion must stop immediately. And if we refuse? Tejo asked during the video conference. The Varn commander's translated voice was cold. Then we will use force to bring order to this chaotic region. Tejo ended the transmission and turned to his advisors. They are going to attack. Prepare our defenses. The first strike came at Titan's Gate, a major Commonwealth trading station near the border. 6 Varn destroyers dropped out of hyperspace and opened fire without warning. The station's shields held, but barely. Captain Daehoon Kim commanded the defense fleet that rushed to help. His 5 ships were outnumbered but faster and better equipped. Use Pattern Delta, he ordered. Show them what Commonwealth technology can do. The battle was fierce but short. Commonwealth ships danced around the slower Varn vessels, hitting weak points with precision. The Kaith crew members aboard human ships knew exactly where Varn armor was thinnest. The silicate-enhanced targeting systems never missed. Within an hour, 4 Varn destroyers were disabled and the other 2 fled. News of the victory spread across both Commonwealth and Council space. Humanity had defeated the mighty Varn collective in open battle. The galaxy was stunned. But darker news came with the victory. A Kaith survivor from the battle shared something terrible. Before dying, a Varn officer had revealed the truth. The Council had been destroying young civilizations for thousands of years. Any species that grew too powerful or refused to submit was crushed completely. The Kaith were not the first. They were just one of hundreds. The Council is not a peaceful alliance, the Kaith survivor told Taeho. It is an empire that hides behind kind words. They keep everyone weak and divided so the Varn and their closest allies stay in control forever. Taeho felt sick. He had spent years trying to join the Council, believing they represented order and civilization. Now he learned they were oppressors who destroyed anyone threatening their power. He broadcast the evidence across all channels, Council and Commonwealth alike. Video records from Kaith archives showing Varn fleets burning peaceful worlds. Communication logs proving the Council deliberately suppressed technology to keep member species dependent. Financial records showing how the Varn stole wealth from supposedly equal Council members. The reaction was explosive. Dozens of Council species were outraged. Many had suspected the truth but never had proof. Now they could not deny it anymore. 3 Council species immediately left to join the Commonwealth. 5 more secretly contacted Taeho offering military support. Even some Varn submitted protests against their own leadership, horrified by what their government had done. The Varn leadership panicked. They gathered a massive fleet, calling in warships from across Council space. 200 vessels, the largest armada assembled in centuries. Their message was clear. The Commonwealth would be destroyed as an example to anyone else who dared challenge Council authority. General Isul watched the reports of the approaching fleet and felt no fear. Let them come, she told her officers. We are ready. The Commonwealth called on all its allies. 40 species answered. Kaith warships with weapons designed specifically to fight the Varn. Silicate vessels that could phase through normal shields. Human carriers packed with fighter craft using quantum tunnel drives. Wanderer ships that could appear and disappear at will. The 2 fleets moved toward each other, heading for a confrontation that would decide the galaxy's future. Would the Council's old order survive, or would the Commonwealth's freedom win? Speaker Taeho stood on the bridge of the flagship and made one final broadcast to the approaching Council fleet. We did not choose this fight. But we will finish it. The Battle of Zenith Prime began at dawn, though in space there was no true dawn. 200 Council warships faced 150 Commonwealth vessels. The numbers favored the Council, but numbers were not everything. General Isul gave the order. All ships, execute Operation Freedom. Remember, we disable, not destroy. Give every crew the chance to surrender. The Commonwealth fleet moved like nothing the Council had ever seen. Human ships equipped with quantum tunnel drives appeared behind enemy lines in seconds. Kaith warships targeted Varn vessels with precision born from centuries of hatred and knowledge. Silicate ships phased through shields as if they were not there, disabling weapons without harming crews. Captain Daehoon led a squadron of fighters that swarmed around the massive Council dreadnoughts like insects, too fast to hit, striking at engines and communication arrays. Within the first hour, 20 Council ships were dead in space, their crews alive but powerless. But something unexpected happened. Commonwealth Communications Officer Yuna detected strange transmissions from inside the Council fleet. Ships were talking to each other on secret channels. General, some Council vessels are breaking formation, Yuna reported. They are not attacking us. They are just stopping. Isul understood immediately. Broadcast on all frequencies. Tell them the truth. Tell them they are fighting to protect a corrupt system that has lied to them for centuries. Speaker Taeho's voice carried across the battlefield. Council crews, you have seen the evidence. Your leaders destroyed civilizations and called it peace. They stole from you and called it taxation. They controlled you and called it protection. We are not your enemy. Your own leadership is. More ships stopped fighting. Then some turned their weapons away from Commonwealth forces entirely. Crews were refusing orders. Some ships even fired on other Council vessels still attacking, defending Commonwealth ships instead. The Varn flagship tried to maintain control, but it was too late. The Council fleet was tearing itself apart from within. Species that had secretly resented Varn dominance for generations finally had an excuse to rebel. A massive Quillith cruiser broadcast a message. "We will not fight for tyrants anymore. The Quillith people stand with the Commonwealth." Other species joined. The Makers, the Drifters, the Crystalline Collective. Even some Varn ships, their crews disgusted by their own leadership's actions, surrendered to Commonwealth forces. The Varn High Command saw their fleet collapsing and made a final desperate choice. Their flagship jumped to hyperspace and fled. Dozens of their loyal ships followed, abandoning the battle entirely. The great Varn collective, rulers of the Council for thousands of years, ran away rather than face the consequences of their crimes. The battle ended not with explosions but with silence. Commonwealth ships held position while former Council vessels waited nervously. Then, slowly both sides powered down weapons. Speaker Tejo broadcast again. "The war is over. Now we build something better." The negotiations took 3 months. Representatives from 70 species gathered on New Terra. The old Galactic Council was dissolved forever. In its place they created the Galactic Confederation, a true democracy where no species had authority over another. Every member world had an equal vote regardless of size or power. Technology sharing was encouraged but never forced. Trade was open to everyone. Military action required majority approval from all members, not just orders from the powerful few. The Varn leadership who had fled were hunted across the galaxy. Most were captured and put on trial for their crimes. The evidence was overwhelming. Thousands of destroyed worlds, billions of murdered beings, centuries of oppression. Justice was slow but certain. Speaker Tejo, now old and tired, stood before the first Confederation assembly. Representatives from every species filled the chamber, sitting as equals. He thought back to the day he had stood alone in this same room, being rejected and humiliated. 40 years ago, the Council told humanity we were not worthy to join them, Tejo said, his voice still strong. They were right. We were not worthy to join their corrupt system. Instead, we built something better. Something that welcomes all, oppresses none, and gives every species the chance to reach their full potential. The assembly erupted in cheers from 100 different species. But not everything was celebration. Dr. Jiho brought troubling news to the Commonwealth leadership. While studying old Varn records, he discovered something terrifying. The Varn had been hiding a secret for millennia. Something was coming from beyond the galaxy. Something that had driven the Varn to build their empire of control in the first place. An extragalactic threat so dangerous the Varn never dared speak of it. "How long do we have?" General Isul asked. "Unknown," Jiho replied. "But we need to prepare. Whatever scared the Varn enough to become tyrants must be truly terrible." Captain Dehun, now an admiral, smiled grimly. "Then we face it together as we have faced everything else. The Confederation is stronger than the Council ever was." On New Terra, a monument was unveiled in the capital city. It showed a human reaching toward the stars, surrounded by beings from dozens of species. The inscription read simple words that meant everything. "They told us we were not worthy. We proved we did not need their permission." 50 years after their rejection, humanity had not just survived. They had changed the galaxy forever. The Commonwealth showed that freedom was stronger than control, that cooperation was better than domination, and that being told no was sometimes the greatest gift possible. Ambassador Tejo lived to see his grandson, Miho, become the first human supreme commander of Confederation Defense Forces. He died peacefully in his sleep, knowing humanity had found its place among the stars not by begging for acceptance, but by earning respect through courage and innovation. The galaxy would never be the same. And somewhere in the darkness between galaxies, something ancient stirred and began its long journey toward this new confederation. But that was a challenge for another generation. For now, the free beings of the galaxy celebrated their hard-won peace and prepared together for whatever came next.